Hello guys, so today I will do a little flight from Mallorca to Barcelona, and this time I'm gonna fly the Boeing 787. I haven't flown it much before because I was a bit overwhelmed by the cockpit, because it seems as the planes get bigger there are more and more displays and buttons and all that kind of stuff. But we'll see. So let's take a look around the cockpit, and I will do a few changes here. I'll try to declutter my displays a bit, and let's see, here we can maybe like this. That's kind of nice. I'll disable the flight path vector, again just to declutter the PFD. Switch over to this unit. And what else can we do? Maybe I'll change these settings. So there has been an update. So now you can effectively change the acceleration height as well as the thrust reduction height, and I'll set the acceleration height to 1,500 feet above ground level, because there's a bit of a hill here. Execute, and I'll change the thrust reduction height to 2,000 feet. Let's see how this is gonna work out. And let's take a look around here. This is our route. Maybe I'll give myself a flight number here. Activate, execute. And what else? Alrighty. I'll also change my transponder. Just gonna pick anything here. Alright, and I think I'm good to go. Maybe... I'll disable those VORs. Again, all just to declutter the PFD. And now let's give it a go. Release the parking brake. And toga. I like the sound. And rotate. Following the flight director. Positive rate gear up. There's VNAV. Now let's see how the acceleration height works out. Our next speed restriction is 210, and it should bug up the speed to that value after reaching 1,500 feet above ground level, which it does. Wonderful. So now we have to pitch down and look at the thrust setting. At 2,000 feet it changes to climb, just as expected. I'll kick in the autopilot here. And as we have reached the acceleration height, I can start to retract flaps. Let's go to flaps 5. Let's take a look outside the window. This is Mallorca. Wonderful. flaps 1. Wow, that looks nice. Love the scenery. Again, that's the default scenery. Nothing you need to install. And we're climbing. And indeed, here is our speed restriction of 210 knots. Probably because those sharp turns here. Motor brake has been reset to off. And let's take a look around the cockpit. Super sharp, I think. Just look at the text here. Very high quality. Beautiful cockpit. Already past 10,000 feet. But we still have the waypoint with a speed restriction ahead of us, which is why the plane doesn't bug up speed, which is absolutely correct. By the way, I think the plane should have reminded us to switch over to standard air pressure, which I'll do now. I mean, it's the same value, but anyway. Maybe let's actually check this. No, it doesn't. Doesn't matter which value is set. So I'm switching over to standard air pressure. Those mountains here. So as you fly, you really get an idea what the scenery looks, because these are satellite images. That's our livery. Nice. And we're just about to cross this waypoint with our speed restriction, and then we should bug up, I think. And there we go. Speed is increasing. Venus speed is pitching down to accelerate. And I can go flaps up. I can turn all those lights off. altitude. Let's see if I click on VNAV. Yeah, that's another update here. If you click on VNAV, automatically the page of the active flight phase will open up. So as we are on cruise, the cruising page is opening up, and also you can see the distance to the top of descent. And there's also a progress page now, also shows you the distance to the top of descent. Really nice. Goodbye, Mallorca. Beautiful island. I have to say it's a bit hard for me to go back to X-Plane since I fly this one. Because scenery does matter. It does matter. It feels just so fluid. Let's try to skip some time here, because that's a feature of the sim. You can skip time. Let's see how that works. Let's do one more. Alrighty. So, 15 nautical miles before we reach the top of descent. And maybe I'll do some adjustments here and set myself some minimums. Let's make it 500. And a landing configuration is already set up here. So far, LNAV is doing a very good job. If you consider how big this plane is. And let's reset the MCP altitude. And I'll set the auto brakes to or well, actually, let's use this device. Show landing. You can see that it's the wrong runway here. So we have to search for Barcelona. Runway 02. Anti-ice off. Brakes all. Dry. Wind 45 degrees, 20 knots. Let's just take the setting, because the sim, unfortunately, it has only one wind setting through the entire flight. 45 degrees, 20. Let's pick the setting. So 045. Well, no, we have to clear the field. Okay, 045 at 20. there's some kind of... Well, that's it. Alrighty. And the temperature is... Well, let's make it... Oh, clear field. Let's make it 25 degrees. And click on calculate. Hide keyboard. And now... Wonderful. Oh, in the meantime, the descent has been initiated. And, here, as we're coming closer to 10,000 feet, I really have to watch the speed, because this plane, in my test flight, it has been very hard to decelerate. And also the runway is actually much too short for this big plane. But anyway, I will try it. So if we would take auto brakes 3, we wouldn't make it. So I have to pick auto brake 4, which I have already. But that's a nice feature indeed here. Let's re-engage the landing lights. So there are some minor issues with the plane, but really nothing that breaks the fun so far. Like here's a little, if you look here, there's a little glitch here, and this also shouldn't show up. But really just minor things so far. Okay, let's take a look at the flap speeds. 170, okay. So now you can see VNAV has already bucked down the speed, but the speed is hardly coming down, so I'll add some speed brakes here. Now we have switched over to VNAV speed, probably to decelerate. Let's see if it will switch back to VNAV path. Sorry. And let's arm the speed brake. So now the speed is fine. And I think VNAV should switch back to VNAV path, but I'm not sure. What happens if let's see, if I go to vertical speed and then back to VNAV? see VNAV. So now VNAV is armed, as we are below the profile. Okay, speed brake armed, auto brake set to 4. And you have to be below 7,000 feet at that waypoint. I'm not sure why we are below the profile. But let's see. Let's just see. Because it says below, at or below 7,000 feet, and we are not. You know what? I will... go flight level change. And flaps 1. Alright, and we will make it. In time. Go flaps 5. And there's Spain mainland. Really nice. Gonna go back to vertical speed. Rearm VNAV. And there's our DME. ILS is already tuned in, and there seems to be a little LNAV issue here, because those waypoints with this I cause trouble in LNAV. That's the only LNAV issue I have discovered so far, but whenever you have this I waypoint there is an LNAV issue. So I'll go heading select. Flaps 10. And I'll buck down to 170. And now it's gonna be interesting. We have flaps 10, 215. I can go flaps 15. Because we're coming closer. There's our glide slope. Here's the localizer. Alright, now we have a nice speed. We could go flaps 30 right away. So you can see that LNF has a false waypoint activated, so we can't use it anymore. And I'm not sure how to activate another waypoint here. This would be a feature that is really needed to delete waypoints or just activate another waypoint to fix those LNF issue. Which again, there's only one LNF issue I've seen so far, but it occurs again. Gonna arm the approach. Capturing the localizer. Glide slope is coming down too. Glide slope has been captured, so now we can set a missed approach altitude. I'm just gonna make it 6,000. I'm not so much into charts. I just don't want to forget to do it. And there's our runway. Nice. Oh, again, those mountains. Alright, so it's a bit tiny. It's probably realistic, but I wonder why you would design something so important, so tiny. But it doesn't matter. At 8 nautical miles, I'll configure for landing. Flaps 30 is, yeah, it's the highest flap setting. Gear down. It's okay. It's okay.
2500.
Flaps down. And our speed is gonna be 150. I could add 5 knots, but I'll just keep it at 150. It's fast enough for me. Disengaging the auto throttle, because I want to get a feeling for the thrust now. It always stresses me if I disengage that late and then have to try to find the right spot with the throttle. That's why I'm doing that now. It feels pretty stable. I think at 1,000 feet, 1,500 feet above ground level, I'll disconnect. So gear down, flaps 30, auto brake 4, speed brake armed, speed is okay. The runway is pretty short, so I don't want to have a landing which is too long. Almost feels like driving a train, because the plane is so big and so heavy. Alright, we're coming closer to our minimums too.
Approaching decision height. Decision height.
Ah, that's correct.
400. 300. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Touchdown, I think. It was a bit quiet, but I think that was the touchdown. Reverses down to 60 knots. And welcome to Barcelona. Let's have a quick review of our landing. That's kind of funny. As I do the review, a plane has spawned here. But that's not my fault. And... okay, wait a second. Well, that was a smooth touchdown. Maybe that's why it was. That's why it was so quiet. I think I've been pretty much on the center line. There's another plane, so that's an issue here. But it's only during replay or review. Okay, guys. That's it. I think it's really yet another great default plane. I had a lot of fun. Really solid. There has been an LNAV issue, which I have explained, but apart from that, it's really solid. Apart from some minor issues here and there. Alright, thanks for watching and goodbye.